going to be teaching you how to size uh, the large roses that I have in my Etsy in SVG, so that you can at least create, you know, medium and small size flower. Although the small, I haven't really tried it yet, but maybe you can. And this is how you are going to size it for you to be able to achieve the same result. So let's see, for example, we are now in our Cricut design space, and let's assume that you already have this one. So let's go and upload the file that we wanted to use, or the petal number that we wanted to create. So let's see, for example, this one, petal number 79, or the wild rose. So this is what you get when you buy an SVG file from me. So most likely when you're going to create, you know, a large rose using this template, you will try to make your petal, the largest one, if you're going to make large, you know, as large as possible, that it can fit an A4 vertical position. So it's gonna be 8.5, which is up to here supposedly, up to 11. So that's the maximum size you can get. And to check if it fits, uh, it's really not, because it's beyond, I think it has something to do with the calibration, but you can still manipulate it, you know, before you're going to load your paper. Make it sure that it's at least less than half, 8.5, rather than similar to this one, which is over 8.5. So let's go back to our mat, and let's try to adjust again our petal size. So with the petal size, I don't unlock this one, so the proportion of the original size would remain. I mean, the integrity of the petal will remain. So now what we have is 8.35 for the height and 8.25 for the width. Let's see if it will. Oh, okay, so this one is like right exactly at 8.5. So the trick is, when this is your sticky mat, before you load it in the machine, instead of putting your paper all the way here, going all the way to 8.5, you see these lines here? So that indicates that at least, you know, you don't go all the way to this line, but at least give a little space down and move a little right, so you can compensate. When your paper will be laid on your mat, your paper will be up to here. So that's how I, you know, play with the calibration of Cricut in my machine. So I don't know if there's a way, if you can fix it, if you can, you know, put this line all the way here. But because I still haven't touched it yet, what I do is to you know, control the things that I can, which is just, you know, loading or placing my paper into my sticky mat. So I load my paper, and instead of all the way here, I load it, you know, at least here. So it will compensate, although it's already 8.5, but it's also nicer if you have a little extra here, you know, just in case, for safety. So that's how we will see that our largest petal for a large flower will fit into an A4. And basically, with making wildflower, you need 5 layers of this particular petal. So what you will do, click this and go to duplicate, and just resize it slightly smaller to your previous one. And I try to really, you know, put it all together in a way that, you know, it's on the same base, so I can really see the exact layering of my petals. So we have already our second petal. let's copy and duplicate that one also to create the third one. So let's do it, you know, let's make a third petal. And if you notice, you know, the space between the first and the second and the second and the third is the same, and we are going to do that with our 5 different petals. So we have already our third petals. Let's duplicate that and create our fourth one. So a little bit smaller. Okay, so I think, you know, that's exactly how I like my fourth layer. So now for our fifth and final layer, let's duplicate our fourth layer and let's resize it smaller with the same space as the other petals. So see, now I have the 5 layers of my petals. Now I have few questions about how you are going to make this one as like medium size rose. So I did try it, I just haven't made a tutorial about it, but the way how I do, you know, this particular petal design into a smaller rose, into a medium size, is that, you know, I click all the petals that I have here. So click the first top one and then hold control, click the rest. So now it's like you are highlighting everything. So what we will do, what it gives us is the ability to, you know, having the same, you know, proportion from one petal to another. Let's resize everything uh, all at one time, and our aim is to make this uh, largest petal to be, it's like right now the height is 8.35, so our goal will at least be like 6.20 something height, and the height would really doesn't matter as long as we have the height, because that's how we are going to, you know, differentiate the sizing. So now that we already, you see, it's all gray now, so that means it's all highlighted. So what we can do is to resize this in a way that it's gonna be 6. Let's focus on this number here. It should, I think 650 is fine, but you know, to really make it a smaller size, let's focus on making this one as 6.25 something. So see, all your petals right now are resized from your original large petal, which is 8.5. So now you can, you know, arrange your petal and position it in a way that it will use less paper on it, and I have different video tutorial regarding that, so you can check out my channel, The Crafty Sagittarius, and from then, you know, you can cut, you know, 6 petals for the first up to 4th, and then 12 petals for the 5th layer. So alright, so I hope this will help, and thank you again for watching, and thank you again for your support. Until next time.